The beast stands in his rose garden, thinking of the beautiful young woman who sacrificed her freedom for her father. He remembers how his castle looked before the curse, but it is different now. Menacing and alive, the moonlight casts sinister shadows on the statues that flank the path. Leading, he used to spend much of his time out of doors. But now he fears any misdeeds would send it into a frenzy and make him suffer even more. He wants to think of the only thing that could calm him even slightly, which is Belle. He looks upon the lake to the right of the garden and sees the moon create. The beast is visited by his sisters, who seem to know everything about him, but don't want to share it with him. The sisters are surprised that Belle has come to his castle and tease him about his condition. They talk about his transformation and his threatening nature, reminding him of his own monster within. Belle must love him and return true love with a kiss before her 21st birthday. Before the curse can be broken, he must use a mirror to see into the world beyond his kingdom. But he must never know the details of the curse. His visage is the only thing that will frighten Belle, and the sisters use it as an advantage. Beast tries to hide his true nature from the sisters, but they mock him and try to tempt him into violence. Eventually, the sisters reveal the truth about the curse and the beast's true nature and fate. The beast is afraid of what the sisters will do to him. If he doesn't break the curse, he is interested in seeing what they will do. The sisters promise him true love before the last petal falls. A shadow of a winged creature statue in the garden stirs the beast's interest. Belle refuses to dine with him because she thinks he is a monster. Beast becomes angry and storms his way to the west wing. One of the living statues is standing still with a candelabrum in hand and commands him back to the castle entrance. They never come to him directly, but he knows that's part of the curse he has to contend with. The beast is unsure of how to change his appearance, to live more like a human being than the monster he has become. He keeps an enchanted mirror in his bedroom to see how his odious deeds have etched himself upon his face. Before the curse, the beast's life was good. The sisters will tell the tale of his misdeeds and turn him into a monster. However, the sisters won't be able to convince him to change and will eventually transform him into the beast. His soulful blue eyes are still human, but his actions have been worse than he could have imagined. As he spirals into darkness, he sees a vision of his past and becomes even more monstrous. A curse is placed on the beast by the sisters, causing him to become a monster. The Prince of Buchenland is engaged to Cius, but his best friend Gaston is jealous of her involvement in pig farming. Gaston tries to convince the prince that Cius is a commoner and not his true love, but the prince refuses to listen. The two men plan a wedding despite Gaston's jealousy and attempts to break the prince's faith in Cius. They ride several miles to a farmhouse where Cius feeds pigs. Cius sees Gaston trying to take her away from him and feels disgusted and ashamed. Despite this, the prince loves Cius and treasured her for how her beauty reflects on him and his kingdom. Their wedding plans continue, but Gaston keeps bringing up the issue of Cius's family. Eventually, Cius realizes the truth and confronts Gaston about it, causing him to become even more jealous. The Prince of Pembrokeshire is haunted by memories of his past. Attraction to Cius, a young and beautiful woman he wants to marry. Cius tries to trap him into marriage by weaving horrid lies, causing him to lose his temper and leave her in a filthy and disgusting place with her friend. Gaston, he remembers a day he killed a great elk and feels as if he has lost an old friend. The porter enters the room and informs the prince that Cius is there to see him, but he refuses to leave until he speaks with her. As he approaches the grand entrance, Cius breaks down sobbing and asks to come inside, but the prince refuses to let her in. She explains that she cannot marry him and tries to convince him to keep it a secret from her parents. As he approaches the grand entrance, Cius breaks down sobbing and asks to come inside, but the prince refuses to let her in. She explains that she cannot marry him and tries to convince him to keep it a secret from her parents, despite his pleas. The prince still loves Circe and asks her to take a rose to remember the days. He still loved her with him. Circe, along with her sisters, undergoes a transfiguration to enhance her beauty. The prince is enamored with Circe's beauty and forgets his earlier vow to never think of her again. The sisters object to their sister's marriage to Circe and accuse him of being a monster, calling him a monster and cruel beast, despite the prince's denial. The sisters threaten to curse him. A curse is cast on the prince, causing birds to fall and frightening the population of the kingdom, including Gaston and Gaston. The sisters give him a rose as a token of their love, but he refuses to accept it as his symbol of love and vows to never take it as a sign of his true love.